How do you measure a company's success? The number of jobs it creates, the dividends it returns to its shareholders. My next guest uses the most basic tool, a ruler, because it was a simple ruler and a nail that launched the successful decorating company under the roof. We know necessity is the mother of invention. In this case, that ruler was born out of the necessity to find an easier way to hang a picture, and it has led to an invention that is now a staple tool for anyone, from designers to decor divas. I would like to welcome CEO and President Kelly Krake to our CEO series. Hello, Kelly.
After we decided that we needed to quit our jobs and go 100% at it, we started first looking at, well, is there a market? We had a design at that point, but we said we need to refine that design. We need to make some improvements. We did a market survey. We found an industrial designer who is still with us today, Mike, who's awesome. And we improved the design. The functionality really didn't change. We just wanted to make sure that it was ready for the mass market. So we went through a design of the product, improved that. We designed our packaging. We started down the road to find where we could manufacture it. Initially, we wanted to manufacture it in North America. Of course, that turned out to be about 4 times more expensive than going offshore, which was very frustrating. I think, depending on what you're manufacturing, that's starting to change, but it's still not there yet. So we went to China to find a manufacturer. Which is a whole nother story in and of itself in terms of challenges. But yeah, it was really just making that decision that we have to do this 120% or it's just not going to happen. You can't do it evenings and weekends. And when we were doing it evenings and weekends, we were already working crazy hours as it was in our other jobs. So it just, it wasn't enough.
Well, that's quite the sacrifice. Give me an idea of how much time it was before you were able to truly see that product in your hand then? Because I know you did a lot of refining and, as you were saying, surveys and stuff.
Yeah, we really started, we went full-time with the company in October of 2004. We did a bunch of design, then we saw our, what I'll call the first off, so the first version of the product coming out of China in late May of 2005. Unfortunately, it didn't meet our expectations at all. It was terrible. So we were like going back and forth with the manufacturer. We had a fellow who was supposed to be a China/manufacturing expert who was consulting to us. Turned out he wasn't. We learned a painful lesson. And in fact, it was one of those lessons that we've had to apply on an ongoing basis because in August of that year, we had to make the very tough decision to say, this is just never going to, this manufacturer isn't going to do it for us. We're never going to get there. And we ended our relationship with that manufacturer, with that so-called expert, and hit the restart button.
Which is back to square one.
Back to square one in terms of the manufacturing. So our design still made sense, but the manufacturing just wasn't working. And that was pretty painful because we had no money coming in and lots of money going out, and but we had to make that tough decision, and it took us, a month of, well, it was really 2 or 3 months of, do we believe this guy? Do we believe this manufacturer? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And we just, we get another version, and it still wasn't where it needed to be. So we ended that relationship. So even then, we hit the restart button, found another manufacturer, and finally saw the product that we were happy with in, it was April of 2006.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So.
And are you really, as you say, lots of money going out, not a lot coming in, well, if any, so are you financing this through credit? Do you have a lot of close friends who said, this is a great idea, we're going to sign up?
Initially, it was all our money. We spent about a year spending all of our money, and then, fortunately, we were able to go out to people that we knew. Some were friends, a lot of former business acquaintances, and we raised some money that way, which was really important. And our vision wasn't to be a one product company. It was, we have a great first product. We want to create a company that can develop multiple products. We had a real strong vision, and fortunately those people believed in us and bought into it, and helped tremendously. So we finally got the product. In fact, it's one of Liette's and my favorite memory. We finally get the product. We can see that we got the final version of the product that we could actually sell to somebody. We got these boxes that arrived from China, coming up our front walk. We did everything out of our house at that time. We opened these boxes, and it's like, wow, this is great. And Home Outfitters at the time was the first national big chain that took our product, and that was I think it was in May or June of 2006 that it actually ended up on the shelf, and we thought, wow, this is awesome.
You had incredible success with the old television, tell me what was, infomercials. I remember Liette going on TV a few times, and she said, if you can get in was it
QVC.
QVC, that's right. What it was. And I don't even know if it's still around. But that was sort of in the early days, wasn't it? And if you got 10 minutes on QVC, you saw results.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, we did, Liette was on QVC 2 or 3 or 4 times. It was very successful. It was just one more thing, and I think you said earlier, we've tried lots of different things. A lot of things have worked, a lot of things haven't, and that's kind of part of being in business, right? You're going to fail. We talked when we were younger about failing in sport or whatever. And our mantra is, let's go out and do it. And if it doesn't work, we learn from it and we keep getting better. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall down, but we're going to learn and we're going to get better. And that's just always been the case. And that's all part of the team that we have. We've got great people. It makes a huge difference, and everybody buys into that philosophy. Certainly for us, we have an excellent working relationship at work. It's always professional. It's always treat everybody with respect. So it's not just each other. It's everybody on the team. Part of the culture is what we like to call constructive conflict. So passionately debate any topic, and that's what we do. But I always treat everybody with respect. So you don't get nasty about it, but you definitely speak your mind. You put whatever you're thinking on the table. Never leave a meeting with anything out unsaid. And so that's how we do it at work. And that creates excellent results. Our team is fantastic, and we make things better by that kind of approach. And then, so when we go home, we say, okay, now what do we do? And what's interesting is at home, we catch ourselves far too often. We're so far too often talking about the business.
Right.
It's a big part of us.
Where do you see Under the Roof going in 5-10 years? Do you have that type of a long-range plan for it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got lots of growth plans. We've had tremendous success. Our business is really, really taking off right now. In fact, we're looking for more great people that come join our team. The success that we're enjoying both in Canada and the U.S., North America, we're also expanding to Europe and Australia. We've got just a long, long list of products that we would like to develop. So it's just, there's kind of no end in sight in that regard. We think there's just so much more that we can do. And with investors, there's some dynamics around what we do in terms of creating a liquidity event at some point in time. So those things are always on our mind. We're always thinking strategically as well as operating on a day-to-day basis. And we've got, we think, a very exciting strategy that will carry us for another 5 or 10 years.